Hi, I'm David, and here's my folder, and here's all the stuff that you actually want to look at on my folder. I'm hoping to someday teach creative writing, whether at a college or high school, I really don't care. I've been a writer for many years, and I like looking at stories, how they're put together, what characters are in them, what makes them work, how do they not work, how can you improve them. So as you can see at 12 o'clock up at the top, I have what I want my students to do in 5 years. I want them to be thinkers. I want them to be active readers. I want them to not just go, oh, I'm reading because it's assigned, but I'm reading because I actually like it. I know, I'm an idealist. At 3 o'clock, I like students to think about possibilities. I'm a big sci-fi fan. Whether it's Star Trek Enterprise or anime, I like looking at possibilities of what the world may someday be. I like them looking at the possibility of what the world may someday be. I like them to think about what happens when Homer Simpson meets the aliens. Okay? Because possibility can also be funny as well. At 5 o'clock, I also like looking at fantasy because whereas science fiction is what may be possible, fantasy is what we want possible. I'd also love to teach Gulliver's Travels simply because at the end of it, my students would be horrified that Disney ever made a movie out of Gulliver. At 6 o'clock, and then at 6 o'clock, down at the bottom, these are places I would like to teach. Teaching in the US would be great. Teaching in Japan would be awesome. I would also love to teach in Europe if possible. I have no idea what the qualifications are for that. I have no idea if it would even be possible, but it is still something that I dream about. At 9 o'clock, something that I think is important is understanding historical context. It's not enough to just simply be handed a copy of Uncle Tom's Cabin without understanding just how attitudes were back prior to the Civil War. Because then it just simply does not fit into today's context where we all go, oh, slavery is evil. What was the big deal about? Well, back then there were lots and lots of people who didn't see it that way. And finally, at 11 o'clock, I have a picture of the civil rights movement and gay rights movement showing that improvement is always a struggle. Okay? If it was easy, everything would be perfect. But entropy works one way and you have to fight against it. Okay? So although the struggle may change from generation to generation, it's still always there and it's still hard work. Okay? And I actually have 2 quotes. This one up here was not, okay.
Thank you.
Well then, I'll take the one that's a little more writing inspirational. And it is write from your heart, write from your soul, and make the best of your talent, and don't ever let it go, not for anything. If I were to add a line, I would say, because they cannot take it from you.